Umentri rangba ukonrat sangma ulia thu baki danchis pa sangut ki konsultan bala thung da kasor kar Jylla nakabenta ki project ba pher hajalla nakini ki shis pa sangut san khandangut ki dei nakabenta ki externally aided projects ni ki kampen roi ni ki project ki blakershan pisa na Shabar ri kat baki wei pat ki ndru sangut pat ki dei nakabenta ki project ki ba pentroi kam da kasor kar Jylla kani ka juba kalong halor ka jingkali belawan ra da ka MLA jong ka Trinamool Congress kamyani di shira umentri rangba ulia thoru bana kini kishis par saungut arpunrengut kidei ki bana po ka Jylla bat khandai pu prangut kidei ki bana Shabar Jylla bat ka jing Siew how news nem mang Tyngka kalong arpu point sanpunriu Klur Tyngka.
Reply to star question 177A. So the total number of consultants is 124. B. Sir, the total number of consultants currently appointed specifically for externally aided projects is 59. C. Sir, 22.56 crores.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. May I know from the Honourable Chief Minister the number of consultants in the course of his reply. Honourable Chief Minister has said that the total number of consultants is 124 and the consultants appointed for externally aided project is 59. Therefore, sir, I want to know from the Honourable Chief Minister the 65 other consultants which are not appointed for the externally aided projects, whether they are appointed for a specific project or just generally.
Sir, this is a very important question and it is giving an opportunity for us to really clarify a lot of things because a lot of confusion is there regarding this particular subject. So therefore, sir, to bring clarity to the House and to all the members, so the consultants, as you are aware, are basically, sir, experts, technical experts, who are brought into the system on a task basis, and therefore on a specific task they are brought in, and they are obviously, sir, in a way a contractual team that is brought in, and they are experts in their field. Sir, there are two sections where the consultants are required, and in both the cases, number one, in the centrally sponsored schemes of Government of India, and as well as in the EAPs. In both of these categories, so the consultants are mandated by the guidelines of the different departments in most cases, and in a lot of the cases we also have to use their expertise because we would like to move much faster and get the expert advice. Replying to the specific question of the honourable member, so centrally sponsored schemes today, for example, So centrally sponsored scheme, for example, the Smart City project. In the Smart City project, it is mandated that consultants have to be there. Similarly, sir, PMGSY, even there it is required to have consultants. So we had the Mega Food Park, that also required us to have consultants. So on and so forth, so there are many. Swadesh, a tourism project, it was required, sir. So therefore, apart from externally aided projects, a lot of the centrally sponsored schemes also are required to have consultants. So I also would like to bring to the notice of the House that to give an example of why this is very important to us. So there is a very big project. It's an example to showcase to the House that there was a project called the Unity Mall, which the Honourable Prime Minister is giving certain amounts to every state. And you'll be happy to know, sir, that 132 crores has been sanctioned for Meghalaya. And we are the only 3 states in the whole country that has managed to do that within 6 months time period. And all this is happening, sir, because of the fact that we are able to get the expert advice and submit the proposals on time and receive the funds on time. And hence, sir, there is a certain level of expertise that is there. Again, to reply very short to the honorable member's question, it is both for EAPs and centrally sponsored schemes.
The next question, please.
Mr. Speaker, sir, thank you. I would like to thank the Honourable Chief Minister for the exhaustive reply. However, sir, a little clarification. I just wanted to know if there are any consultants which has been appointed for a general purpose, not for a specific purpose. Just yes or no answer.
So consultants are normally appointed for specific purposes. I would not be able to tell what the reference of the question is, but in general, it is normally for a specific purpose. Though there are cases where we empanel the consultants, and that empanelment process also is done in a very transparent manner. And in those cases, the empaneled consultants then can be used by specific departments for their use. So there is an empanelment process that's there, but normally there is the consultants are for a specific task and a specific project of the EAP or the centrally sponsored scheme.
Mr. Speaker, sir, may I know from the Honourable Chief Minister whether the amount paid for the consultants are all the same or it's different?
So the consultants are selected through a tendering process, and therefore in the tendering process, whoever gives us the best quality at the best price is selected. So therefore, the rates differ.
Last question, please.
Mr. Speaker, sir, may I know from the Honourable Chief Minister the total names, the detailed names of the consultants and the amount that are being paid to the consultants? I think it will be a lengthy reply, so it can be tabled in the House, table of the House.
So noted, sir.
Yeah, Bahadur.
So, sir, may I know from the Honourable Chief Minister, the amount being paid to all the consultants respectively is 22.56 crores. May I know for which period, sir, this amount is being paid?
So this is the amount in the current financial year.
So, okay, Bakarpran, please.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I just want to know from the Honourable Chief Minister, said that the number of the consultant is 124, and another one is externally added project 59. So I just want to know how many of consultants from outside the state and how many from the state?
So the consultants, of course, are selected in a very transparent manner, as mentioned. And the consultants are required for different purposes, and therefore the expertise are different. But since the honourable member has asked, the number is sort of 26 local, and the rest are at national level, which means large consultants who do large projects which require a certain level of expertise and certain turnover. Those are there. But in spite of that, so what is also important to note is that when these consultants come in, they are locally hiring a large number of local people out here. And these people then get an exposure to the expertise that are there and that actually become independent in nature in the time to come. So you're seeing a lot of capacity building also taking place in the last 5 years when consultants have come and trained our own people, and now they are moving forward. And obviously, sir, our local people also are benefiting, since the honourable member is indicating towards local consultants. But sir, to ask specifically to his answer to his question is 26.
Bright, please. Or you want to continue? Please, please.
So may I know from the Honourable Chief Minister, since he had stated that these consultant has been appointed as per the mandated guidelines based on the specific projects implemented in the state. So I know it will be lengthy for the Chief Minister to reply. I'll request him to place it in the floor of the House with regards to all projects where it is mandated to have these consultants as per the guidelines as you have already mentioned.
Yes, sir. We'll do that, sir. There's no problem, because these are, as I said, as per the mandate. And sir, more importantly, what is also important for the members to know, that the cost of these consultants are already incorporated in the project cost itself. So today, when we're doing, say, a smart city project, it is mandated to have a consultant, and that cost of that consultant is within the cost of the project. So there is no over and above cost to the state exchequer or from the taxes that we are getting or collecting from the central pool of the taxes that we get. So this is another important thing that the members should be aware about, that all the consultants in the projects is as per the guidelines, which is mandated, and the cost of that also is incorporated within that project cost.
But I think you want to finish your question.
I would like to know from the Honorable Chief Minister whether there is any maximum amount of fees that is being fixed, or a limit, say the percentage for the consultants. What is the maximum or the minimum? Is there any limit?
Sir, it's a tendering process, and as per the tendering process, whatever rates come out, as I said, we choose the best rates.
I mean, is it fixed percentage-wise or the
maximum? Sir, it depends on project to project. So normally every project has a certain administrative expenditure, which ranges anything between 1%, 2% to 3%. I don't have the exact numbers with me, but it is there within the cost of the project that there's an administrative expenditure portion is there, like PMGSY, a central government scheme, NHM, a central government scheme. All these, there are administrative expenditures within the cost which is incorporated, and it is defined, sir. So it depends on project to project. I don't have those numbers with me, but it is defined.
Baruni, please.
So in the course of the reply of the Honorable Chief Minister, he said they are hiring local people. That's very good, sir. Yes, a lot of them have quite skills. Are officers also involved by the consultants while preparing the estimates of the projects? Why I say this is because we cannot keep hiring consultants all the time. If we can, empower our own officers' staff, then maybe we can save a lot of money. Or in fact, if it has to be paid, it can be paid to the officers of the line department or officers of the state. So I just want to know, sir, if while preparing the DPR or the aided projects as stated, are officers also involved? For example, smart city, are officers of the line department involved or not?
Sir, the officers are obviously involved. Without the officers' involvement, the project will never go through. So it's very clear that the officers and the government officials, all of them are very much involved in the entire process. Sir, let me repeat again that the services that are given by these consultants are very, very highly technical services. So obviously, sir, the services and the work that our officials and our people can do, we go ahead with that. But then two things. Number one, in most of the cases, Government of India and externally aided agencies, they mandate it. So therefore, we go with the mandate because it's required. So number two, as I said, the reason why it's mandated is because so three areas of very, very high level expertise is required. I'd like to just share it with the House. Number one, of course, the technical expertise. So today, for example, we need to put up the cable car that's going to go to the Shillong viewpoint. This is a highly technical work that needs to be done. We are working on putting up a glass extended bridge over Maukodok, and the research is going on. So this will be a glass bridge that will extend into the valley in Maukodok, so that the tourists can actually get a real feel of the entire valley rather than standing on the road and watching it. So this is a technical expertise which will be very difficult for us to give, and it will be time consuming. So number one, these are very highly technical things. So number two, in today's world, we have environmental and social compliances which are of the highest order. World Bank requires us to even mention about every tree that's going to be cut or affected. So every house is going to be affected. So the social and the environmental compliances are very high, and hence those require again technical expertise. Third, sir, the procurement process also. The externally aided agencies expect us to do world-class procurement projects, world-class environmental and social compliances, and world-class technical work. And hence, in these circumstances, we do not always have the mandate. So therefore, sir, to answer the question in short, but as I said, it's a great opportunity for a government to actually, to explain the whole concept of consultancy, because there's a lot of doubt, and I really was thankful to the honorable member for bringing this out. So, yes, sir, our people are involved. Technical mandate is there. The mandate is there for the consultants. And third, sir, the technical, environmental, social compliances and procurement compliances are of the highest order, and hence we will always need this expertise. And our officers are always a part of the process. There is no question of, not involving them, because we also expect that they will learn and their capacity will go up, and they will, improve the overall, obviously, efficiency of the government. Sir.
Right. So we move on to, Pasaling.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Since our Honorable Minister has talked about the world-class technicians, there are lots of engineer students who has already passed out, who has not got the job till then. And that there's a lots of technicians who hasn't got the job till then. I just want to suggest, can the government absorb them and send them for a better training, so they become the world-class, technicians and the call centers, so that we need not have to hire in the future? Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
So this process, of course, is ongoing, and as you're aware that once we get a consultant, the consultant comes with a full background team. They have a group of advisors. They have got a large experience of doing work at national and international level. So the organization comes with the knowledge of not just the individual who is going to be working here, but the entire knowledge and the background of the team that is going to be backing that particular individuals who are working here. Hence, the engineers that we have can definitely be part of this, but obviously the consultants will do that, and in many cases we push that our local engineers should be taken, and in many cases our local engineers have been taken by different consultancy groups. But that is a mandate between the consultant and the particular individual or engineer, but it is happening. Regarding the training, sir, we don't have any specific course in that we are doing, but skill development and overall managerial development is something that is obviously important to us, and it's a matter, sir, we can take note of, sir, definitely.
Mr. Speaker, sir, not for instance actually, but we know that no certificate qualifies for every work. So they definitely have to go for the training, that is of course, but not for the instance. But in the days to come, maybe after 6, 7 years, maybe 10 years, our own people can be, useful in the future. That's the reason why I'm suggesting the government. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Point noted, sir.